I have 4 baby daddies. I was 16 when my first daughter was born. It was so overwhelming having a baby that young. I knew this guy that I pretty much grew up with in high school. He decided to step into the role of father for my first daughter. We were together for a while and we just had 2, 3, and 4. The twins I had with my third, and the last 3 are with my husband. William loved the fact that I had so many kids. It was so nice being able to see somebody love my kids as his own. He was an amazing dad from day one.
Whenever I learned that she had 6 kids with 3 different partners, it didn't really bother me. It wasn't intimidating at all. It wasn't that big a deal if I couldn't have my own biological kids, because I had like 6 stepkids. But it's cool that I got to.
Riley, you want to crack the eggs?
Yeah. I want to crack one. All the eggs have guts.
I try to cook breakfast as much as possible, but it's sometimes hard. So you get the shells all in it. My 9 kids, Brandolyn, she is 10. Kinley is 9. Namaya is 8.
Got it in your chair.
I mean, it's so cute in the kitchen. They're so close in age. 9, 10, 8. Hello, Cece. Hola. Hello. Welcome, welcome. I put people that are crazy in love. Don't judge. I should have put don't judge. At that. Don't. I gotta be careful with the title because there's a show out there that says we're in love, don't judge. So I'll just leave it like it is. We're good. Hello. Hello, Cece. It's so good to see you.
Dawson is 7. The twins, who are Cambriella and Camden, they are 5. Octavia is 4. Liam is 3.
Your daddy's gonna get you another one.
And then Kyrus is 2 months.
2 months.
So guys, who's a better cook, mom or dad?
Mommy and dad.
Don't lie.
I don't know.
Don't lie.
2 months. Oh, I want to hold the baby. I want to hold the 2-month-old. Oh. For what's going on with him? I haven't gotten any new news. At least my husband hasn't been mentioning him lately. Oh my goodness.
I don't know. Sometimes Daddy cooks some good spaghetti. Spaghetti is the only thing I cook.
Oh.
So did you always want a big family?
Yes, sir. Most definitely. Wouldn't trade it for the world.
We are chaotic. We are a very loud, wild family. All right, are y'all ready for your eggs?
Yeah!
Oh my gosh. I would describe my kids as rugrats.
I don't mind. We won't mind.
No, it's all gone now.
That's not me, Shaggy. Mom, she makes us clean more chores than him. He lets us lay down and watch TV. Doesn't even know he does it. Yeah.
Go ahead, bob around.
Hi, I'm Mama, and I have a lipstick on.
I don't even wear lipstick, so you're wrong on that also. I decided to go ahead and download TikTok, and I seen a whole bunch of like mom content, and I was like, you know what? I was like, maybe this would be good for me. I pushed post at 6 o'clock that night, woke up the next morning, and had 70,000 followers.
This is a video of them mocking me.
Yeah, I'm gonna go to the part where they're mocking me because it was pretty funny. There we go. Most of our comments are pretty positive, but there are some haters out there. If I blow up on TikTok, there's a lot of negative comments. A lot of them is like telling me to keep my legs closed or to ask me if I know what birth control is. Why are you popping out babies like you're popping money from an ATM?
Jesus.
Wow. I mean, they are cutthroat. Why are you popping out babies like you popping out money at an ATM? Woo. Thank you, Cece. Yeah, she was at her class today. So I snapped that and got the side of her. Thank you, thank you, thank you.
And then someone said, don't count on us taxpayers to help support you and your family.
Seeing the judgment she's received online, I mean, it's pretty heartbreaking sometimes, you know?
Everyone has different views. The negative comments don't really do anything to me. They kind of make me chuckle. My views is I like having a big family. We love having a big family. Me and William just had our 9th child, and we are already thinking about having our next child. My family is supportive for the most part.
Hi, what you doing?
They do think me having so many kids is a lot. You good? You about fell back down? I am very nervous on telling them that I want a 10th child.
After we knew that
What?
she was having one year, then one the next year, and then the other next year.
Have a count here.
Skip.
To be fair, she had twins. So
Yeah.
she could have added one.
Do y'all think I should stop now that I've reached my 9th child?
I think you should stop. But again, it's your own body and it's your own choice, and you're the one raising the kids.
You're not gonna stop. So you go right here. And I think you should stop. I really stop. 9 beautiful kids.
Okay.
That's what my mother would say.
Me and Will have talked about having a 10th child.
Because of my age. Mm-hmm. What happened? 31-year-old crazy man. Trump is safe though. I heard them 7 shots though. Oh my God. Was it actually pretty scary? Mm-hmm. Hold on, guys. What happened? Hold on. What happened? Oh. up.
Who had taken part in securing the president tonight. If I can just quote what he said, "We saw exactly what our brave men and women do each and every day to protect our protectees." I believe we have Alan Fisher standing by for us. Alan,
shooting at the White House was
at the dinner.
that I don't know any more than
Yeah, I'm reading it now. Dinner date.
So just talk us through some of the highlights of what we heard here. We are now starting to get a few more details about the gunman himself.
A very unusual night here at the White House. We don't often get the president stepping from an assassination attempt, which is what it appears like on the face of it at the moment, into the briefing room to give the media an update with everyone in their finest clothes with, as he said, evening dresses and tuxedos. The president made it clear that he wanted to continue in the event, but the Secret Service wouldn't allow it. They weren't sure that this was a lone gunman. They weren't sure that the hall was completely secured, and therefore they urged him to return to the White House, which he did. What it appears is that this heavily armed man raced towards a Secret Service checkpoint, and you can see that on the grainy video on the left-hand side of your screen. He was stopped in his tracks by Secret Service. He was not shot by Secret Service. They took him to the ground. They arrested him. Now, clearly shots were fired. That's what was heard in the hall. A number of people started scrambling under tables. We had the incredible moment of Secret Service agents rushing onto the stage, speaking to the president. The president seemed quite taken aback by the news. He himself initially had thought a tray had been dropped or it was gunfire. Well, it was gunfire. And the Secret Service agents spirited him out of the hall along with the First Lady and other members of the cabinet. And on the stage of the White House Correspondents' Dinner, we saw Secret Service agents armed with guns standing, looking out over the hall in case there was another threat. Behind the scenes, Donald Trump, as I say, was keen to see the event continue, but Secret Service insisted that he return here to the White House, which he did. He said that he didn't believe that the building was very secure. We're hearing from the police just in the last few minutes that the man who carried the guns was in fact a guest at the hotel. He comes from California. That we got from the president. And he says he must have been slightly deranged to do what he did. This is the third time that someone has tried to kill Donald Trump, the third time that they've failed because of the smart, clever work, fast work by the Secret Service. And Donald Trump is back here in the White House tonight to be able to tell the tale.
Absolutely remarkable series of events, Alan. We also heard from the U.S. Attorney for Washington, Jeanine Pirro. She said the suspect would now face 2 counts for using a firearm during crime of violence and assault on federal officers using a dangerous weapon. But as you said, that remarkable detail that we got from security officials a little earlier, that this man, this California man that we know, was actually a guest at this hotel. That's going to raise a lot of questions.
The security around these events is normally incredibly tight. Security around the president is normally incredibly tight. And there will be inquiries. How did this happen?
Muted. You see how they surrounded him the way they did, like to protect him. That's the kind of security Meghan wants. Wow. She wants them to take a bullet for her. She does. She has security at her Australia situation. And I heard it didn't go well. No one cares. The comments on the live were hilarious.
Why was this allowed to happen? Were there any failings in the system? Could this have been foreseen? But that is all for another day. At the moment, they're trying to piece together exactly what happened in those frantic few minutes in the Washington Hilton this evening. This Hilton Hotel, believe it or not, was the scene of an assassination attempt on Ronald Reagan by John Hinckley. And here we have, 40, 50 years later, a similar attempt on the life of a sitting president. That attempt by John Hinckley led to a radical overhaul of the way the Secret Service guarded the president. This may well be another occasion where that happens now. Donald Trump says he wants the White House Correspondents' Dinner to go ahead. He hopes to host it, or hopes to be there at some point within the next month. That seems to be the idea of the White House Correspondents Association as well. It's interesting to point out that in his first term, Donald Trump never attended this dinner. Obviously, there has been a tension between him and the media. He decided he would attend this year. He said he had a zinger of a speech ready to go, but his attitude changed slightly in the briefing room. He was very conciliatory towards the press, particularly to the president of the White House Correspondents Association for this year, Weijia Jiang, who works for our colleagues at CBS News. And he was perhaps a bit more understanding that sometimes the press do a difficult job as well. But the intention is that this event will be held in a month's time. But you can bet your bottom dollar that the security at the next event is going to be 10 times as strict as it was this evening.
No doubt, Alan. And for viewers who might be just joining us right now, Alan, tell us a bit more about what exactly the White House Correspondent Dinner is all about. As you said, this is the first time that Donald Trump has attended the dinner as president. In previous years, he's boycotted this event. There are a lot of prominent figures in the media, prominent figures from Washington, celebrities who attend this event. How I believe there were up to 2,000 people who were gathered in this one place to attend this dinner.
It's a big event, and many people trace Donald Trump's determination to run for president back to when he was a guest for NBC before he even thought about running for president. He was roasted from the top table by the comedian Seth Meyers and then by then President Barack Obama. He quietly seethed as he was sitting at his table, and many people believe that stoked within him a fire to run for president. The White House Correspondents' Dinner represents all the White House correspondents. They host an annual dinner every year. As you say, about 2,000 people there. Tables are very expensive, but the money raised goes to provide
silver foil. Floor, got it?
No.
Scooch over, it's like right, silver foil, the top of the stairs. Got it. Jesus Christ. Sorry.
Shall I post it as soon as you pass down that?
18.
Whoa, reaction. God. No. Everybody got to go home.
Yeah, I was in the lower lobby there, and right before the escalator that goes down, and we heard 3 shots back to back, pop, 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 and I bolted for the door. I didn't even wait to see what was going on behind me. I just heard it, and it sounded like it was behind me, so I ran out. Okay, and of course, so many things are running through your head, but that's kind of just from my vantage point what happened. And then, of course, all the details were, you wait to see what exactly what happened.
Man, we were sitting there, and all of a sudden we heard a few loud bangs, and it's hard to tell immediately, but then a bunch of people came sprinting into the room, and we saw everybody getting rushed out, Donald Trump first, and that's when it became pretty obvious what was going on, and every single person around me just jumped under a table.
Wow.
I was in the bathroom when I.
What do you guys think? Ain't that something? We're going to look at this a little bit longer, and then we're going to either shut it down or move on. It's up to you guys.
I heard 6 or 7 shots ring. I'm not sure exactly. And what was going through my head was that I thought those were gunshots, but I could not be certain. And when a woman from the security services, either from the hotel or law enforcement, not sure exactly, she confirmed that those were gunshots and that we should shelter in place.
So there's still a little bit of chaos and confusion, very little confirmation here at the Washington Hilton about what's happened, other than, of course, the fact that the ballroom was evacuated. A number of people that didn't have tickets to the gala, including myself. I was upstairs having dinner when the room was evacuated. We were watching on C-SPAN when that all occurred. So everybody kind of flooded into the hallway here. As we flooded into the hallway, we saw some armed officers enter the building and go downstairs where the ballroom is. And then we've seen a few more people come up now as well that were down there, some with tears in their eyes. Again, no real confirmation about what exactly happened. However, we are hearing that they plan to continue the dinner momentarily. They're trying to figure out those details. But a lot of people here in the lobby, upstairs from the ballroom, on their phones, checking with loved ones, and of course trying to figure out what's going on.
I feel fine. I'm just scared. It was scary. I was a few feet away from the gunman as he was firing. It was loud. It was scary. The cops got on top of him, and then they got on top of me to protect me. And then they took me away into a secure room, the men's room. It was just a frightening experience.
How were you able to do live TV after all of that?
How was I what?
Live TV after all of that.
A broadcast professional. And, you know, I just did it. I told the truth. What I saw, that was that.
Zach, what happened?
We don't know, to be honest. I mean, we were sitting at the table, and there was some loud banging that definitely caught my attention. The back of my head, I thought, jokingly thinking, oh, that kind of sounds like gunshots, but that wasn't necessarily confirmed. It could have been some things in the hallways, some tables that were falling, they were banging down. I don't know. The next thing we saw, everybody started to turn and drop. There was commotion. everybody started to kind of hide under tables, and the Secret Service were pouring in and trying to get to anyone, of import, anyone in the administration, any legislators, including the president. They were getting them all out of there as quickly as they could. And then everything seemed to calm down. Everyone started popping up on the tables. We didn't know what was going on. And we've just recently been told that they are going to continue with the dinner with some updates soon. I don't I don't know. It's very confusing, because if it was an actual active live shooting, then I don't know why we would necessarily be continuing with the dinner, but maybe it wasn't, or maybe it's all very contained and everything's very safe. And so that's all I got.
For full disclosure, you were at the USA Today table.
They wanted to continue. You can't continue this. That is just weird. Ooh, no, you can't continue that.
Well, of course, you're there with Speaker Johnson as well, so he's safe, is what you're saying?
Yeah, Speaker Johnson and his wife were safe. They were evacuated by the Secret Service.
Inside, they started up. All of a sudden, it just started getting noisy. Tables getting flipped over, guys running in with guns, and they were screaming, "Get down!" I didn't get down. It was awesome. I literally took every minute of it in, and it was pretty crazy, unique experience.
So you were on the aisle. What exactly?
I was sitting. We were sitting right in front of the table.
Okay.
Right in front of where the president was.
Yes. And what exactly happened? So someone got tackled, or like what?
Nobody got tackled, but guys came in looking for shooters. And they came toward our table. I thought the shooter was over by us or something.
Stephen A. Ralph Aversa with USA Today. What did you see? What happened?
I didn't see anything. I heard a pop. Once I heard a pop, then you saw, obviously Secret Service and stuff pull out their guns, and everybody was instructed to duck for cover. That's all I saw.
Are you okay?
I'm fine.
I've just gotten home from the White House Correspondents' Dinner. I've been to dozens of these dinners over the years. They're a chance for White House reporters and their sources to chat, to toast the First Amendment, to hear from the president. In fact, this was the first dinner that Donald Trump, as president, was going to speak. Vice President Vance was there, and Speaker Mike Johnson, he was seated at my table.
Honey.
The dinner was going on as it always does. Presentation of the colors, singing of the national anthem. We were having the salad course when there was the sound of gunfire, then a crashing sound, then shouts of, "Get down, get under the table." A lot of people did. There's a lot we don't know about the motivation behind this shooting. There's a lot we still don't know about the motivation behind this shooter. We do know that mass shootings and attempted mass shootings have become almost commonplace at schools and shopping malls. And now, here at a black tie dinner, blocks from the White House.
Wow.
A wild scene at the annual White House Correspondents' Dinner in Washington. Secret Service agents rushed President Trump off the stage after gunfire inside the hotel where the dinner was held.
Tonight, the president is okay as we learn more about the gunman, the Secret Service response, and the chaos inside the historic Washington Hilton.
I heard a noise and sort of thought it was a tray. I thought it was a tray going down. I've heard that many times, and it was a pretty loud noise. And it was from quite far away. He hadn't reached the area at all. They really got him. But so it was quite far away, but it was a gun.
Good evening, everyone. I'm Tanya Rivero.
And I'm Joe Torres. Here's what we know tonight. Guests were about 5 minutes into the dinner when a commotion unfolded in the back of the ballroom. Take another look at the video. President Trump and the First Lady quickly rushed off as Secret Service agents jumped onto the dais and the tables throughout the room.
The suspect is now in custody. He has been identified as 31-year-old Cole Allen of Torrance, California. The president, speaking from the White House shortly after the shooting, said he believes the shooter is a lone wolf And this is brand new video the president released showing the suspect charging the area and being confronted by security.
This, by the way, was the first correspondence dinner Mr. Trump has attended as president. In just a moment, we'll hear from one of the ABC News correspondents who was inside when the gunfire rang out. But tonight we start with Anthony Carlo. He's in the newsroom. Anthony.
Well, Joe, Tanya, you saw in that video right there that the Secret Service actually engaged the suspect at a security checkpoint outside the ballroom. So they stopped the threat before it even reached the ballroom full of journalists and the president. Authorities say he was a registered guest at the Washington Hilton. The man's name, Cole Allen. And authorities say he was armed with not only a shotgun, but a handgun and knives, hell-bent on causing vast damage.
Ladies and gentlemen, the 45th and 47th President of the United States, Donald J. Trump.
President Trump and First Lady Melania Trump had barely made it into the ballroom and sat down for the program before the sickening sound of gunfire could be heard faintly from a distance. It took a moment for people to even realize what was going on. A few seconds later, the look of confusion and panic as the president and first lady are rushed off the main stage, and heavily armed officers took their place, guns aimed at whatever might come next.
Melania was very cognizant, I think, of what happened. I think she knew immediately what happened. She was saying, "That's a bad noise."
We are inside the ballroom at the Correspondents' Dinner. The dinner was just getting underway. The president sitting up on the dais, the cabinet here assembled, many members of them, and all of a sudden we heard a loud noise and the Secret Service coming rushing in.
A room full of journalists are told to get down as Secret Service agents rush into the ballroom, scanning for potential threats. Several ABC News correspondents in the room. Our Diane Macedo was able to make it safely back to our DC bureau.
At one point, one man stood up and shouted again, "If you are not security, get down." And so we all looked around and just, again, tried to get a lay of the land and figure out what was going on.
Soon word broke that a suspected shooter was down after engaging with law enforcement. One law enforcement officer took a bullet to the vest. The room full of high-profile guests, including U.S. Attorney Jeanine Pirro.
I've been taken out of the main ballroom after the sound of the shots fired.
Meanwhile, President Trump, who said he wanted the event to go on but would rely on the guidance of law enforcement, held a press briefing shortly after to condemn what turned what should have been a pleasant night into a nightmare.
We very much wanted to continue. I don't like to let these sick people, these thugs, these horrible, horrible people change the fabric of our life, change the course of what we do. So we held out. You were there. We held out right till the end, but they didn't want to take a chance, and I understand it was protocol.
Moments ago, we heard from Washington, D.C.'s interim police chief, who took us through exactly what happened inside the hotel lobby.
At approximately 8:36 tonight, an individual charged a U.S. Secret Service checkpoint here in the lobby area of the hotel. He was armed with a shotgun, a handgun, and multiple knives. As he ran through that checkpoint, members of law enforcement from the United States Secret Service intercepted that individual. This is a very preliminary investigation at this point. We do know that law enforcement exchanged gunfire with the individual. We do know that a U.S. Secret Service uniformed division officer was struck in his vest. He was transported to a local hospital for treatment. He seems to be in good spirits at this time. The suspect in this case, he was not struck by gunfire. However, he was transported to a local hospital to be evaluated.
Well, the investigation moving very quickly now. That suspect has been charged with assault of an officer using a dangerous weapon and other charges. Again, the Secret Service officer who was hit in the vest by a bullet will be okay. It was not clear really exactly what the specific motivation was when we're talking about this suspect, but based on where he was headed and the room he was headed to, we know that he was not looking to do anything good. Certainly a traumatic, disturbing, and disgusting night for not only the president, but all of those journalists.
You got all that equipment.
Right, indeed, a scary scene.
All right, Anthony,
for sure.
thank you.
Anthony,
Yes.
thank you for that.
Yeah, very scary, scary scene. Guys, oh my goodness.
But we now do have some video of the moment where the president was rushed off the stage. Let us watch that now.
Got some news. Wow. They told him to get down first. Woo.
You know what occurs to me as we're watching this as well? We just said Erica Kirk was in this room.
She was.
She was in this room.
There are
as
reports.
well.
There are reports that she was seen crying as she was leaving the room as well. People who did see her there made that note. Obviously, this had to be very, very traumatic.
We have Caitlin Collins on the line for some more insight. Caitlin Collins, we're listening. What's happening?
Hey guys, obviously, I mean, this is a total state of chaos right now in the ballroom, and we're seated maybe 50 feet from the stage where the president was up there, the First Lady Melania Trump.
We have to stay here for now.
Security is telling us that everything's okay. The shooter, there was a shooter? 1 second, guys, I'm literally, what happened?
We're trying to identify it now.
Where was the shooter?
Somewhere out there.
In the lobby? In the lobby? All right, control. All right, guys. I just want you to know this is not verified. We're just listening to what's happening right now. But we have security around us, and it's Secret Service because there's a lot of members of the administration here. The Secretary of Education is seated right next to me, and her security just said, confirmed that there was a shooter in the lobby. It's not clear where. Obviously, it's a very big hotel. In the lobby of the Hilton, they said he is confirmed dead. We don't know anything more than that, but I can tell you we had just sat down to dinner. The president, the First Lady, Caroline Leavitt were all on stage, including the Vice President, J.D. Vance. So obviously a lot of security here. And, you know, at the beginning of the dinner, everyone's just kind of seated.
She said he was unalive, but he has not been unalive. So that is some misinformation. So you got to be very careful because I didn't hear anything about him being unalived. Did you guys? There, you know, you got to be careful where you get your news. This is CNN. I'm just letting the media play. It's just going from one media to the next. So I don't believe this person is unalived. So we got to be careful on the news. Okay? Because I mean, that's a first.
Having their meal, and within moments, armed Secret Service is running in with massive guns. I mean, maybe dozens, and a silence just went over the room as they ran in. Everyone ducked, got on the floor. People were underneath tables. No one knew what was going on. And for a second, the president actually was not evacuated off stage. I looked, he was sitting still right there. A Secret Service was coming in down the hallway. And so we didn't know at first, but then we heard from our own security that they heard shots fired. And now we do have Secret Service telling us, obviously I want to know this is only one Secret Service member, but a member of security is here telling us that there is a shooter who is confirmed dead. And now we are kind of basically locked inside the ballroom. But basically they were saying everyone's okay.
She said
they have not identified the shooter yet, but obviously it shows you this was not some kind of false threat, that obviously something had happened and they rushed the entire administration off stage. A few members are still in the audience because, as you guys know, someone from the administration is kind of seated at each table inside. I'm actually sitting next to Secretary McMahon, the Secretary of Education. And so that was what happened. I mean, I've never seen anything like this in my life. And I want you guys to know security is very tight getting in. It's Secret Service who warns you. You come in through magnetometers into this. And so obviously there's a ton of security here, given how many top officials here, the House Speaker, Mike Johnson, top lawmakers who all have their own security details are also in the room. That just speaks to this. But as we were sitting here, and then moments later, obviously the president was rushed off stage, the vice president was rushed off stage. I saw Secretary Kennedy being rushed off as well, Stephen Miller and his wife, as they were moving quickly. But it's difficult for them to identify where everyone is in this very cramped ballroom as we're all kind of seated right next to each other.
Caitlin, are you hearing anything more in terms of the number of shooters or any shots fired or anything, information about where they were firing into? Was it confined to the lobby or inside of the actual ballroom?
So it's not clear because obviously it looked like the threat was coming near the stage, and that's where people thought that they heard gunshots. But then we also have reports that people who were seated kind of in the back of the room heard it. I mean, the acoustics, obviously, it's hard to judge. I personally did not hear the gunshots. I'm seated maybe 50 feet from the main stage where the president, the first lady, and the vice president were. And you kind of walk downstairs. It's in the basement of the Hilton. The security who just confirmed to me that the shooter that was here inside the Hilton where the president was, is confirmed dead, seemed to indicate that this person was in the lobby. But I mean, I want you guys to know this is all just coming in as we're literally standing here in the room reporting on this as it's happening. And I just to give you insight into this room, obviously it's always a huge gathering of media, but when the president comes, it generates a lot of interest. So there are some of those powerful figures in media, entertainment, news, Washington that are inside this room right now, just to give you a sense of what this security nightmare is like.
Yeah, again, let's reiterate what Caitlin has just told us and bring people up to speed as to what we know. This is the White House Correspondents' Dinner, or what was the White House Correspondent Dinner at the Washington Hilton Hotel. About 10 minutes ago, people heard things and the room was cleared out very quickly. The president, the vice president, the entire dais, most of the cabinet is there as well, taken out of the room. Caitlin, who is in there, Caitlin Collins, is reporting she is hearing from a security official that there were shots fired, perhaps in the lobby, by someone who is now dead. Now, we don't have any information this person got in the room or near the president or any official, but there does appear to have been shots fired outside. You can see officials right now sweeping the area, going through, and we have no information about who the individual might be or anything like that. I will say, as Caitlin was saying, this is one of the most secure rooms on earth tonight. You have the president, the vice president, much of the entire cabinet there, prominent media figures as well. It takes a long time to get in, and everyone is thoroughly screened. So questions will be asked about how someone even got to the lobby. Let's go to Brian Stelter and Manu Raju now, who are there for the latest on what you are hearing, gentlemen.
And this information, John, that you've been reporting is news to most of the people in the ballroom. Most folks in the ballroom do not yet know anything about shots being fired. Manu, what have you seen?
Yeah, I only saw, when I was sitting at the table, I saw President Trump getting pushed down by his security detail and then being rushed out. Then later seeing both the vice president, the cabinet, also members of Congress also being rushed out by the security detail.
Yeah. And now,
other than that, nothing else.
Looking around, wondering what happened because people inside do not know. I apologize. I'm literally holding up a cell phone camera in order to show you this, but it's better than nothing in a moment like this. And I do think that I don't want to overstate this, but there are some folks pretty shook up in the room here. You had folks who looked like they got hurt when they were falling to the ground. You know, I don't want to overstate that, but this was a pretty sudden, shocking interruption in this room.
Yeah, no question about it, because it's unmistakable. It sounded like gunshots that we heard from not inside the room, but nearby. And that was enough to cause so many people to immediately, they know what they heard, jump to the ground, try to protect themselves. And we saw how the security reacted very, very seriously, immediately in this situation.
That's right. John?
It is stunning to think about where we are right now. This evening that began as a question of why now? Why is the President of the United States speaking and attending what is his first White House Correspondents' Dinner as the President of the United States? He is attending many of his cabinet members there. His obviously next in line, the Vice President of the United States, the First Lady is there, the Defense Secretary. Also, you have DNI. You have so many people in the administration, also many of whom were on.
Here we go. Okay, what the? Okay. What happened? Let me try this again. Wow, look at him on the ground. Okay, let's, oh, sorry, look. Look at this, guys, look at this.
Top 10 sites to search people. Compare top people search sites and quickly find.
Now, I saw this earlier.
Switch over to silver foil. Got it.
Yeah, he doesn't look unalive to me. Okay, so that's them capturing him.
At Living Spaces, we create clean styles and maximum comfort together.
Anyway. No. I like these lipsticks. Anyway, moving on. Wow, these are some pictures. That's what happened in the hallway. The man running past like that. Look at that. Okay, come on already. There's no skip button or nothing. We don't need the music. Get me into some trouble. Wow. What an idiot. Okay. He did? Okay, this must be a different situation. Okay. Hey, sweetheart, just a second.
It's Lady Letitia. Letitia. Lady Letitia. Lady Letitia. Lady Letitia. Letitia. Lady Letitia. Lady Letitia. It's Lady Letitia. Letitia. Lady Letitia. Lady Letitia. It's Lady Letitia. Letitia. Lady Letitia. Lady Letitia. Letitia. Lady Letitia. Lady Letitia. It's Lady Letitia. Letitia. Lady Letitia. Lady Letitia. It's Lady Letitia. Letitia. Lady Letitia. Lady Letitia. It's Lady Letitia. Letitia. Lady Letitia. Lady Letitia.
Sorry, guys. Mother's duties call. Oh my God. Okay. So,
footage as it was coming in live to a bit of chaos after we were told that loud sounds had been heard inside of the actual venue. Caitlin Collins is reporting that actually shots were fired in the lobby and a shooter confirmed dead. We've got Jake Tapper, who is.
You mentioned Leisha Zhang. Our Ed O'Keefe is not far from here across town with Leisha right now. We're going to go to him now. Ed?
Good to see you again. We obviously were all together in that ballroom about, 2 hours ago now when this happened. The rest of us were on the ballroom floor at our tables, and Ouija was up on stage on the dais in her role not only as senior White House correspondent, but as chairwoman of the White House Correspondents Association. For the uninitiated, remind them, what is this association? What were we doing tonight?
The White House Correspondents Association serves as the bridge between the White House Press Corps and the administration. And once a year, we host this dinner for all of those people in both groups to come together to celebrate the importance of the First Amendment and all the freedoms in the First Amendment. So we were doing that today. This was, in the middle of dinner, and the formal program had not started, but we were all seated. We were, having conversation. I was talking to President Trump because I was sitting there with him, and it was so quick.
Did you hear it?
We heard commotion, and then I saw the Secret Service agents plunging toward our head table. And it took me a couple seconds to realize what was happening. But when I heard them say down, 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 I of course crawled to the ground as quickly as possible. And there was President Trump right in front of me. We were touching because we were both sprawled out on the ground. In front of him was the First Lady, and agents were telling us to move when they thought it was safe. So we crawled out into
you had to crawl off the stage.
Yes, I crawled off the stage, and I had no idea what was going on. I just knew that there was some sort of threat. The president and the First Lady were whisked away, and we were just holding for a while to see if we could find out more details about what was happening. And I will say the president kept in very close touch, and he wanted the show to go on as he posted publicly, but he kept saying, we should go back because he didn't want to be deterred by any threat. So ultimately, of course, law enforcement decided that was not a good idea, and we came here to the White House.
And we're going to do it again.
The president says that we are going to do it again. In fact, he called me back to have a conversation with him before he posted about it, and he explained that despite the fact that he really wanted this dinner to go on tonight, that it would have to wait. But he stressed multiple times that he wanted to have the dinner at some point because he thought it was important. This is the first time President Trump had ever agreed to come to this dinner as president.
He didn't do it in his first term,
right?
And so far, yeah.
Right. And in the briefing just now, you heard him. He said, tonight was supposed to bring the White House and the press together, and in a way this has, because
I just had it up.
You realize the gravity, and you realize that the one thing we have in common, the one thing is our duty to the American people.
I thought I just
and
pulled
at the
it
end of the
up.
day, that's what it's about. And he was quite reflective about that, I thought.
You've spent months, a year, working on this. This happens. They're asking me to ask you because we're all concerned as colleagues. How are you feeling?
Thank you for asking that. What we do isn't about a big fancy dinner party. In some ways, what happened tonight is actually a much better reflection of what it is we do. Because when I looked at my phone, and I didn't go into the ballroom, but I was scrolling, just trying to find out what people were reporting, I saw many reporters reporting live from in the room and tweeting from in the room and having no idea whether their lives were at stake because they didn't know if there was an ongoing threat. And that's what reporters do. And that was on full display. And why do we do it? Even in the most unthinkable circumstances, to inform the public. We're not doing it for ourselves. So.
Tony, and we all ran back here, and we'll be here through the night to sort out what's going on. I know there's some other information being shared up the street, so we should go deal with that, Tony. Thank you,
Weijia, thank you very much. Ed, thank you very much. That's not where they expected to be tonight. That's not where we expected to be tonight.
Okay, hold on.
You've been listening to an update from law enforcement tonight, a night that began at the White House Correspondents' Dinner and ended with this potential act of political violence. A gunman, 31 years old, running with a shotgun, a handgun, and multiple knives toward a room full of journalists and the President of the United States, along with cabinet members as well. We have charges. We just heard from the U.S. Attorney for the District of Columbia, Jeanine Pirro. Assault on a federal officer, one count. And one count of, was it a firearms charge, Matt?
Because this is what I just pulled up. This is what I just pulled up. Demon Dictator. Shooter unmasked. Is that what this is what I just had? And then we went to this commercial. And play the music. Is this what you're talking about? See, does that have anything to do with the correspondent dinner? When has correspondent dinner shooter identified? Oh, wow. Did he just shoot someone? Okay, I'm confused. Rock-a-Doolittle. Whoa.
Free shot?
Whoa. All right, guys. Now, woo, okay. We have dug deep into Trump. Do you want to watch some more or do we move on? I'm going to go check my little. Hello, Cassandra. Okay, guys. What's next? Do we go back to what did we do? Do we call it a night? You know, hello. Is it me you're looking for? Do I? I'm thirsty. Hold on, let me give me something to drink. I was just in the kitchen. We bought us some s'mores. So I'm going to have a graham cracker. Tomorrow I'm going to do like a deep clean. Yeah, I'm going to clean up. Yeah, clean machine. I told my husband. And we already started today, but I want to finish it tomorrow. But I want a cracker. No, I am not tired. Wake up. Do I look tired? No. Anyway. I mean, thank God they caught the guy and he's safe. You know? Right? Thank God he was not hurt. They need to stop doing stupid stuff like that. Stop trying to assassinate the president. You don't have to like him, but you don't have to try to take him out either. I think it's just too much. You know? Scary stuff there. Oh, forget it. I can't open it. You know? It's storming here. Any other videos you guys want us to watch? The reason why I asked is because those poor people will be forever afraid. Yeah, they will be. I think so. Cece, why are you asking me? Am I okay? What? No, like my daughter, she was just complaining about something. So I just went to go check on her. My mind might be not really here, but no, I'm good. Oh, you did? Okay. What stunt? There was a stunt video? Yeah, I probably haven't looked through my email, sweetheart. So don't hold me to that. Yeah, there's 6. I need to check them though. I definitely need to check them. Yes, CC. A video. Let me just take a look at it and see. Yeah, what's wrong, Rocky? Yes, we will show this after, since they attempted to almost assassinate the president. We'll wait on the commercial. But thank you for finding the original. I appreciate you, girlfriend. Give it up for Cece. Yes. Okay, but in honor of his situation, we will leave the commercial to next time. Thank you, sweetheart. Thank you. I appreciate that. Yeah, you found it. You found it. What do you guys want to watch? I have stuff to show you. I do. But I don't want to bore you guys. So maybe we should just pick up what we look, tomorrow. Y'all want to see more Trump? Y'all want to see the people that are crazy in love? I mean, what do you guys want to see? Cece, the love thing was cute. But do you guys have any more videos? As far as, anything additional we need to know about this guy? We do know that they have him in custody. Ooh. Wow. What a person. Hold on. I know what's going on. Hold on, guys. Look at them under the table. They are not playing around. Okay, they're not playing. Look at this. Woo! Red alert. And this is a whole situation right here. Ooh. We're going to watch this and then we're going to call it a night. Okay, lovelies?
Yeah.
And we'll continue the love tomorrow. There's just a lot of movement. This music is going to get me in trouble. Okay, what the heck-a-do is she talking about? Can we find her speech? That would be wonderful. That would be lovely. If we can find her speech. The suspect is being charged with 2 counts of using a firearm, doing a crime of violence, and 2nd crime of assault on a federal officer using a dangerous weapon. Janine Pereira, U.S. Attorney for Washington, D.C. said. Okay, so she's telling us what he's being charged with. She all up in it. She's all up in it, Janine. Hello, Janine. Let's see what else. Ooh, look at the guns drawn. They are not playing around. Secret Service agents are seen reportedly to the active shooter, responding to the active shooter. Wow. You guys can see this, right? Okay, great. Ooh, officers assist guests to exit during the White House correspondent dinner. You're right. Look how scared these people are. Oh, look, they're hugging. Organizers initially considered resuming the dinner. What? But officers ultimately decided to cancel the event. That was the best. That would be the best. The best thing. Oh, that was crazy. Wow. Oh my God. Watch out. Everybody stay down, stay down. Stay down, move. Jeez. That was good. This is all from demon dictator. Thank you.
And you know, that's a little bit old, that chart. That chart's a couple of months old. And if you want to really see something that said, take a look at what happened. And you know, that's a little bit old, that chart. That chart's a couple of months old. And if you want to really see something that said, take a look at what happened.
So we gotta move to the club. Watch out.
Well, that was a moment in history.
By the way, folks, while we're at it, great.
Donald Trump posted a photo of the alleged shooter on Sunday night, identifying as Cole Thomas Allen, 31, of California. Wow. He is accused of opening fire at the Washington Hilton on Saturday night while the president and his cabinet were in attendance. Agents stand guard after an incident at the annual White House correspondent dinner shooting.
Buddy. Okay. All right. Uh-oh. Oh, jeez. Hey, how are you? What do we got? A mic here? Hey, what's going on? Oh, jeez. Everybody all right? Just want to make sure everybody's good here. What's going on? Uh-oh. Oh, boy. Hey. Anything can happen at a comedy show.
Okay.
That was
Where is that?
Swinger sex party thing. Oh, God. Somebody got tased. Oh, boy. Oh, wait, what? I really froze there. I went to Mr. Connell.
Where is
All right.
Sorry.
Guys, everything's fine. We just had a momentary interruption. Just get up, get out the taping. Guys, can we get out or what? At the camera.
Yeah, I'm one of the producers of the show. Yeah, we just need everything to get out. Everything's fine.
Sorry, I got a background noise I can't get rid of, and I don't know where it is. I can't. Shoot. All right, I can't find it. I don't know where it is. Usually there's this little. Okay, there it is. It's gone. Listen, guys, have a wonderful night. I love you. I hope you enjoyed it. And Have a wonderful evening.
Do ba do ba do ba do ba do.